Today's video is about portfolio making. This video is for those students who are appearing for NID entrance examination. You all know that as soon as you get cleared your DAT examination, that is Design Aptitude Test, it's your main objective is to create and start building a portfolio for portfolio interview round. This video will clear you about what are the contents which you need to include while you are making a portfolio. This video will also give you a detailed idea about do's and don'ts and also gives you the tips when you are building your portfolio. So let's start one by one. Firstly, I will give you the idea about what are the topics and what are the basic elements which you need to keep in your mind while you are starting building your portfolio. First thing, your portfolio should not be very quantitative, it should be qualitative. That means you should include just those work which reflects your interest, your style and your design sense. That means your portfolio should not exceed more than 20, 25, 30, 35 pages. It should maximum 10 to 15 pages because examiner doesn't have so much of time to examine each and every candidate who are appearing in order for giving entrance to NID. They have just limited number of time for limited number of students. You need to make your portfolio very crisp, simple and clear about your style, about your design sense, about your creativity, about your all ability and test. So first thing you have to keep in your mind is your portfolio should not exceed more than 10 to 15 pages. Second thing, your portfolio should reflect your own style, design and creativity. Third, your portfolio should be an example of your best work till that date. First page of your portfolio should include big alphabet portfolio along with your name, the department for which you want to apply and your roll number if it is in your application form. Second page will include about yourself as a person, about your name, about your age, about your merits, about your capabilities, about your achievements, about your success rate, what are the things which you had improved, what are the things which you think that you are very good at, all those things which include in that second page. Third page will include content page. As you had done lots of projects in your school days and college days, you must have known what are the basic elements which you need to include in your content. That means one side there should be topics which you had included in your whole portfolio, and on another side there should be a page number according to the portfolio and your projects. Then you can start with your project. According to me, there should not be more than 5 projects to be included in your portfolio. The first and foremost project should include about your drawing skills. What are the drawings and artworks you had designed till date? For example, if you had worked with pencil shading, so you can select not more than 5 or 6 photographs or artworks which you had designed in your earlier days by using pencils. Different types of shading techniques, different types of rendering, so it can include all those 6 best artworks in one page which are of same size. Then in the second project you can use best artworks, almost like 5 or 6 artworks which includes your style, your design sense, your creativity, and you had used all sort of colors, either poster color, acrylic color, fabric color, watercolor, oil pastel, soft pastel. So that will be given exploration about your colors ideas, and one will give you introduction about your pencil shading and your pencil creativity ideas. Then third project should include about mixed media, for example some artworks from pencil, some artworks from color. Then you can also include some of the conceptual art in which you had worked on design process, in which you had taken inspiration, you had created mood board, you had created color palette. So when you had taken inspiration from some sort of thing and you had designed your artworks accordingly by using color, pencils or anything, then you can also keep it aside in the category called as creativity or an abstract painting. For example, if you are taking inspiration from social issue, for example marital rape, for example rape victim, for example child abuse, for example, animal abuse, for example, coronavirus. So you have taken some social topic and you have tried to replicate the social topic into an artwork, and that you can create another portion that is called as abstract painting or creative drawing, and you can place those best 4, 5, 6 work in a same page, which will give an idea to the examiner about your mindset, about skill set along with your design skills. Including all the 5 best projects of your artworks about your design, then you can conclude your project by a conclusion page which will describe why examiner should take you, consider your application, your interviewing or your portfolio and give you a chance to be a part of NID. So keep things on your mind while you are doing portfolio, that your portfolio should be simple, stylish, designable, along with it should reflect your own style, and also the most important thing is that you have to include such projects and such design projects of yours which makes you different in terms of your students and from your competitors who had also applied for that particular field. Now I will give you some tips which you must keep in your mind while you are building your portfolio. So let's see this. 5 tips are as follows. First tip is that include your best work. Already discussed in the video previously that you must include those work which reflects your own style and those are best according to you, which makes you different from your competitor. Second point is limit your work, as included in the video previously, that your portfolio should maximum of 10 to 15 pages. For that you have to limit your work because examiner don't have much time to see all your work. You just have to portray best work of yours in your portfolio, and along with that it should also include the quality of work rather than preferring the volume of work. And third is work on presentation skills. As we know, in design field the most important thing is that how you present your work. It's important to do your work very nicely, but it all goes in vain if you could not able to present it nicely. So you have to work on your layouts, about your design things, about your heading, about the colors we are using, about the monotonousness which reflects in each and every pages of your portfolio. So it's very much important to understand about the color scheme, about the design sense, about the elements which are including in the layout. So basically you have to work on the presentation skills keenly and very importantly in order to make your portfolio attractive, innovative and informative, which gives a pace, an edge to you as a candidate in order to perform well and to get selected in NIT examination. Then comes prototypes and models. It is not mandatory to carry a prototype or model, but it gives an edge or it gives a plus point to you as a candidate if you can carry a prototype, a simple model of any design or product which you had shown in terms of sketch in your portfolio. You can create it by using some substitute, for example paper, for example thermocol, and you can give that model and present that model during your interview, because that will explain about your design sense, skill set along with your 3D modeling sketch and 3D modeling nature and behavior which is hidden inside you. Then last is, as we know that we are moving towards digitalization, so it will very essential for you to include graphics to develop your portfolio by simple use of softwares through desktop, for example MS PowerPoint presentation or MS Word. These two softwares are something which doesn't belong to a designer specifically. These are the softwares which you can use in a day-to-day life. It's very simple, very simplified and very clarified version which any student can able to understand, because you have already gone through PPT and Excel sheet and MS Excel while you are understanding and learning about computer in your class 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you must able to understand how to use both the softwares, and you can create those by using those softwares. You can create the layout and present your portfolio digitally, and then you can get it printed and presented in a hard copy form while you're appearing for an interview. So you had get to see about what are the basic contents and how to develop portfolio, and secondly you are also able to learn about the tips which you should keep in mind while you are preparing portfolio. Now I'll explain you Why portfolio is important? Portfolio is basically it will reflect your work skills, your skill set, your design sense, your creativity. Portfolio is not only a part which you have to develop while appearing for entrance examination of NID, but portfolio is something which we as a design person, we also have to create and update it each and every year, because in each and every year or in each and every time span of 6 months, you get to see, you get to learn about new things, you get to develop and design new things. For a designer, portfolio is something which will reflect your own style, which will reflect what you had done in industry also, and in during internships when you are a part of NID or NIFT. Portfolio is important. As a student, as an examiner, or as an video tutorial maker, or as a designer in general, it's an tips for you that you should prepare portfolio and update it anytime after a certain period of time. The basic things is that you have to create mood board, you have to create inspiration board, you have to inspire something, you have to make color palette, you have to design rough sketch, final sketch, along with that final sketch, and then your product and product shoot. These things you have to create for all the projects in order to showcase those things in your portfolio. So first thing is inspiration board. That means those inspiration board will explain that what are the elements from which you had get inspired during that project. Mood board will reflect your own color, about your mood, about your style, about your design, about your creativity, about your innovation in terms of that project. Thirdly, color palette. Color palette reflects what type of color you are using for that particular project. Fourth, initial sketch. Initial sketch will include your rough design which you had preliminarily designed when you had started sketching for that particular project before entering to your final designs. Fifth will include your final design, then the rendering, shading, technical drawing, and lastly, step-by-step development about the real product which you had designed in the previous steps, materials, colors, everything. And then when you get ready with your project, you can shoot it nicely, nice background, and you can portray those visuals in your portfolio. Portfolio should be basically a pictorial representation of your work, minimum use of words and alphabets, more use of visual things, because visual things reflects, it should speak about your design sense. So go and explore your skill set, explore your design sense, and create portfolio which are informative, effective, and initial, and reflects your own style as a student, as a designer, as a person, as an individual human being.